I'm going to show you how to import a DAZ Studio character into Blender with the DAZ Studio import panel. Basically, I have a character already added in DAZ Studio, nothing special. I just added it in the standard way. Notice the character is in an A pose, as is standard with characters that you add in DAZ Studio. But what we need to do, because in Blender, we're going to go ahead and import the character with a Mixamo animation by clicking this button. That'll add a Mixamo animation that we add up here to this path, the Mixamo path. So the first step to do that, and keep in mind that Mixamo animation will be added automatically when we import the character with this M button right here. So the character was added in DAZ Studio. So the first step you got to do is go to your file browser and go to the diffeomorphic files folder that's in your scripts add-ons BTV folder. We did change the name if you're used to the add-on. So far, the working name that I think we're settling on is the DAZ to Blender TV Studio. That's the name we're probably going to use. The add-on folder name is BTV for our production company, BTV Productions or Blender TV Productions. So basically, inside that diffeomorphic files folder, there's a 2DAZ Studio folder. All you got to do is copy that folder and then place it inside your DAZ Studio asset library. You're going to have a scripts folder likely that's already in there, so you just got to select over here, right click and paste it. I'm going to overwrite my files because they're already in there. And then after that, you'll have a diffeomorphic folder with all the scripts that we provide with the add-on. So you go to DAZ Studio and then you go up to your DAZ library right here, or whatever you call it, and then go down to the scripts folder and then down to the diffeomorphic folder, and just click on refresh if you don't see those items. And then you run the setup menus button right here. This will add all the scripts to the file menu. And I'm just going to click OK a few times because they've already been added on my end. So now up here with your character selected, you click convert to T-pose. Now your character's in a T-pose, so you save your file, your scene, to a special folder every time when importing into our add-on. Every single time you're going to save it to the scripts add-ons BTV DAZ Studio save folder. I already saved the file there, so I'm just going to go ahead and overwrite it. And then it doesn't matter what you select here, really. Then I'll go ahead and one of the new scripts we added is export to Blender. So you could either click this one, which opens up a file browser, or you could click this one, which does it in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. And then when it gets done, it's done. So I'll go ahead and show you in the DAZ Studio save folder, you now have a DBZ file that it adds. If you run the normal export to Blender script right here, the normal one, then it'll bring up the file browser where you last saved your file and offer to save a file that ends in DBZ. I'm just going to go ahead and cancel out of that. Now the character is ready for import into Blender and to have a Mixamo animation added. So first we're going to go up and we're going to go up to the Mixamo sub panel right here and open Mixamo.com. And then all you got to do is go to the characters tab up here and type in Xbot. See, the Xbot is always selected, but I typed it in to let you know that this is the character you apply animations and download with, so they'll work with DAZ Studio characters. So as it's already selected, I'll go to animation and then I'll type in talking animation and click enter, and I'll go ahead and choose this animation right there and download with frames at 24 frames per second and without skin. Go ahead and do that every time. 24 frames per second is better because you get faster render times. So go ahead and download that. I'm going to put it in an arbitrary folder where I know where it is, right here, and I'll click on save. Back in Blender, all you got to do is go down to the import assets sub panel. But first, when we're going to import our character, just to note, you could select all your DAZ Studio morphs and bring them in. I'm just going to select them all, and keep in mind that the DAZ Studio morphs with your character selected are these that are in the shaping tab. And these are all sliders that can affect your character's movement or your character's facial features. And I'm pretty sure you know this already, but for those of us that don't, all you got to do is move one of these sliders. I think I'll move this one. This is going to change the mouth. Now, maybe this one isn't applied to this character. Yeah, this one right here affects the brows. It's for the Terra character, so it gives her one of those, monster kind of looks or something. It's pretty cool. So I'll just do that. Was it this one? Oh no, Evil Terra 2. Browse. Yeah, it was this one. So I raise it all the way to the top. Yeah, and you see she has that evil scowl. These are totally cool. And then you could see you could choose all of the morphs that are attached to your character and bring them in. So I'll go ahead and click on morphs to close that, open up import asset, and you want to click this button, the M as in Mike button. You want to click this every time because this scans always this folder, DAZ Studio Save, and imports whatever character you saved in here. You could also save a pose here, and it'll import it, and an audio file here, and it will add it. But that requires more explanation. And for now, we're just importing a character in a base pose and adding a Mixamo animation. So I'm going to go ahead and click that button there. Oh, the path is missing. I forgot about that. I got to add the Mixamo path to the file that I downloaded from Mixamo. So I'll go ahead and add that. I put it right here in this folder, talking, right there. So we're importing a DAZ Studio character and adding a Mixamo animation on import. That's all we're doing. So all you need to do is just click the M button and make sure this right here is toggled. It'll bring up console output, and this is where you can see if there are any errors. If you do see any errors, then please report the issue, because maybe we missed something, or maybe you have a DAZ Studio character that's in a unique configuration that we didn't foresee. And a quick note, see right here where it says disable 22 ARM drivers. I'll show you why that's important in just a second. Okay, so we got the character imported. I'll go ahead and disable the camera and turn off overlays and play the animation real quick. See, an awesome Mixamo animation was added to the DAZ character. Now, a couple notes. When your character is imported, the diffeomorphic blender add-on is automatically installed. We use its API to import your character, so you're going to have two panels here, the DAZ runtime panel and the DAZ setup panel. Okay, so on the DAZ runtime panel, basically you could see it brought in all the morphs that we had selected earlier on this panel right here. It brought all of these morphs in, and they're represented here, face units, expression, visemes, for instance, and here face units, expressions, visemes, etc. So all the morphs were brought in, but some of the morphs aren't activated. On the body morph section, and these are the only ones, the arm morphs aren't going to work. That's something we had to do in the code based on the functionality of the diffeomorphic add-on. It's a very awesome add-on, but it turns out that we had to disable the ARM drivers on import, like I mentioned here, and as a result, when you add a Mixamo animation, you can't use these ARM drivers, but it's super easy to animate arms without them, so that's not too big of a deal. Basically the character was added and the Mixamo animation plays great. Keep in mind also the way the shirt looks. The reason for that is I chose the clothes over here from Aeon Soul. They have the everyday outfit, and these clothes are meant to be crumpled up. They're meant to, you could, if I add the, I think I select the shirt and then I click the button here, what happens? Oh, here it just adds the shirt all crumpled up there. I'm not really certain how this works. This closed set is made to be configured into many different configurations. Like this one right here, you're supposed to be able to put it around the character's hip. I forgot where I was at earlier, but I think I saw something in different configurations. That's why I added it. I added, I think, one of these anyways. Oh, short or something. I think this is supposed to be her taking off the shirt, but I added it because it looks sexy, that sort of thing. So, that's basically where we're at for most of the look. Usually right here where the clothes is poking through, when importing with the diffeomorphic add-on, you get stuff like this only. That's almost always only what I see. Every once in a while you get this, but it's usually because you added clothes in a unique configuration in DAZ Studio. So just to show you real quick, if you get closed pokes or you select the shirt, see the shirt is selected. We display what's selected even when overlays are off, so you could enjoy your scene more. So select the shirt, shirt selected. You go into sculpt mode, and then we'll just choose the grab brush, and then you just move your character to the side till it's almost perpendicular where you want to pull the clothes out, or parallel. I guess it's perpendicular this way. So you just pull the clothes out, and sometimes it helps to pull them out a little bit more, but make sure it still looks artistic. And then you just go to the timeline, for instance, and drag the playhead. And when the character moves, some of the closed poke through is gone. So what you do, you go to a frame where there's some closed poke through. And this is easy. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can just throw the timeline anywhere there's closed poke through. And see, it's all gone over here. If any pops back in, you go right around the frame where the poke through is happening. Here, if you wanted to mess with that, pulling the arms out, you would have to raise the size of your grab tool and then just select by the arms. I would choose like right up by the shoulder and pull it out there, and then razor like that and pull it out there. And then it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Remember, you always go in the center where you're trying to pull the clothes out. You pull it down from the center. And if you're pulling too much clothes out, you just adjust the size. Like if I adjust the size to full and go to the back and pull it out, it's messing with the front. See how the front is getting all the clothes poked through? You don't want to do that. So if I want to pull that, pull just this part out, I want to, the secret is you go down size in half. So I'll go halfway what I was before, and then I'll pull the clothes out. And then you saw a little bit pop through, a little bit of clothes through just pop through. If I undo it, you'll see that wasn't there before, right on this side. So then, you just go back down in halves and then pull the clothes out, and see nothing is happening in the front. So just a little secret from somebody who's done this many times before. And then this is from earlier, so I'll pull this out. And, it's just like that. If you have weird clothes, that's all you got to do. I do it every time I import a character, and it's no big deal. You get it done in like no more than 2 or 3 minutes each time. And we developed a better system. If I go to the Blender menu right here, and I right click, see, you could go half radius or twice the radius like that. Go down half radius. Now they're calling it size in Blender 5. I got to change that name. Or you could go up double strength or go to half strength like that. That's why we added this, because this is a pretty serious secret when you're sculpting. If something's not working, you just go down by halves until you get it, or double it until you get it. And it's way quicker than messing around trying to move the slider and get the slider exactly perfect, just like you think the first time. All you got to do is just go up in halves. If it doesn't work, go down half what you went up, and then usually you dial it in just 1 or 2 steps. So that's it. That's how you import DAZ Studio character into Mixamo. And just note about this, all DAZ Studio characters come into Blender with a hair cap. See, in DAZ Studio, they hide that. You don't see that in DAZ Studio, but in Blender, they show this. So we have a workaround to the character's hair cap. If I select the hair is selected. It's kind of hard to see using the light blender theme, but normally this material would be called cap, but now if you look closely, it's called glass. That's what we do. We replace the cap material with the glass material, so at least it looks better in Blender. But either way, with the original cap material or the glass cap material, when you go into material preview, you won't see it. But otherwise, with the diffeomorphic add-on, you do see it. So we have a little extra workaround to make it look nicer. So that's it. That's how you import a DAZ character and add Mixamo animation in Blender. Thank you.